think that every administration in the United States has sort of had a particular effect on the community. So if I was to like describe the George Bush era, um, it was the Patriot Act and the initiating of all sorts of shutting down our institutions, jailing figures unjustly, eroding our civil liberties. And so there was a very hostile government, right, towards the Muslim community, while the president was still saying it's not all of Islam, Islam is a religion of peace. Then came Barack Obama. Great hope that things would change. And while, HLF didn't happen in Obama's time and some of those institutions and things of that sort that were targeted and shut down, but we saw, unfortunately, a sudden hesitation to challenge the president and to challenge the government on some of its things. And so I think that this idea of, that's where a lot of the abuses towards the community under the guise of CVE happened. And of course, drone strikes overseas. And just, I think that we let up a little bit, or a lot. Now you have a very hostile government, an openly hostile president, an openly white supremacist, fascist leader, and an administration that is, just targeting the Muslim community blatantly, right? I think that Muslims feel very threatened and vulnerable right now in a very unique way. My fear is that Muslims will focus on, once again, getting us to a place where we're able to ward off some of the greatest harms of political Islamophobia, but in the process, we don't assert the trueness of ourselves, the fullness of ourselves, out of fear that we just don't have that opportunity right now. My counter is that now is the best time to fully assert ourselves. If America's bigotry has been laid so bare, right? Then let's assert our deepest commitments and our love for our religion and what that's going to translate to into building a more harmonious society alongside other partners now. Let's not walk away from it. I think that a lot, to answer your question, I'm sorry, I know that was a long intro to answering your question, but I think that a lot of it's going to depend upon what happens, to be honest, with the next election. Joe Biden is not an inspiring candidate by any means. And if his VP is Klobuchar, he's going to be ushering in a lot of the Obama era once again, at best, right? At best, because on certain issues, it seems like Biden was even worse than Obama, like on Israel-Palestine, right? So the fact that that's sort of the ideal right now that's being set for the community is very concerning to me. I think if he gets elected, it'll be interesting to see how the community responds to that. If the community kind of takes a back seat and, takes in the platitudes that are thrown towards the community without making any real demands as a Muslim community of giving us authentic space to voice who we are and to be who we are. And instead just embraces that superficial embrace that we're so used to from the Democratic Party. We are so used to the transactional, superficial embrace, which basically says, look, we're going to save you from the big bad Republicans and the neo-Nazis on the other side. And I think a lot of Muslims can get way too comfortable with that. So we'll see what happens. Inshallah, because I have to be an optimist. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Man qala halaka an-nas fahuwa ahlakahum." To say the people are helpless makes you the most helpless of them all. Oh, fahuwa ahlakuhum. He's the one making them helpless. So I have to be an optimist. So I'm optimistic that inshallah ta'ala we can make enough progress to set a tone and to start to assert ourselves in all different directions if we are able to harness the energy that we find in different spaces from confident Muslims that are just making incredible progress in all of their different spaces in a brilliant way. So inshallah, we're able to harness that. It's going to take time though. I don't see it happening anytime soon. My goal at Yaqeen is that a lot of other think tanks form a lot of other nonprofit research initiatives form, a lot of other media organizations form. So I want us to set the standard, right? Inshallah ta'ala. If we can produce research that blows the research that Islamophobes, the false research that Islamophobes produce, out of the water, and we can put that research in the most important spaces, in policy, media, and wherever it needs to be, and we can curate that research with the best production quality and media capabilities possible, to where our content, our digestible content, our media content, our quality can set a tone, inshallah ta'ala, for other efforts, so that other Muslims start thinking about, how do we produce to this quality? How do we produce research to this quality? How do we produce media to this quality? How do we empower our institutions, inshallah ta'ala, to get ahead instead of always trying to fight from behind?